Hello guys, now we are now on another lecture for our module 2 where I will going to discuss the principles behind of what happened in our laboratory number 1, which is the comparison of organic and inorganic compounds. Now the outline ng discussion natin is all about the physical properties and the elemental compositions of our organic compounds, such as their solubility, the carbon, the presence of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and sulfur. Now, tayo dito, the physical properties of organic compounds. Now, for the flammability test is just we have two samples where on the left watch glass is the ethanol and the right watch glass contains water. Ngayon kasi dito, sa may samples natin, kung mapapansin nyo, is nag-ignite yung ating ethanol. So, why is that? Now, we all know this kasi common naman itong nangyayari sa everyday life natin na umaapo yung ethanol once na inapuyan nyo in the presence of oxygen in the atmosphere. Ang nangyayari kasi dito is a combustion reaction. Okay, paano ba natin ikawan yan? What do I mean when I say combustion reaction? Punta tayo sa may pin natin. Okay, ang nangyayari kasi dito guys is let's say an ethanol which has a formula of a C2H5OH. Ayan yung nangyari niyan. And then you ignite it in the presence of oxygen here. And then nagkaroon tayo ng heating process here na madadecompose siya into carbon dioxide and water vapor. They are both gas until na maubos. Siyempre, the equation is not balanced, of course. So, i-balance natin. Wag na pala. Kayo na lang mag-balance na may bahay ninyo. So, I'll just leave it lang here. But this one is not balanced. I'm so sorry kasi magdadagdag ka pa ng further dito ng ating oxygens here such as 5/2. So, the reaction is not balanced. But my point here, guys, is that the ethanol natin will produce a CO2 and water vapor. Kaya gano'n. Now, sa may water naman natin, there's no reaction occurred kasi nga, siya ay inorganic. And wala naman kayong nakitang nasusunog na tubig, di ba? Unless meron siyang gasolina. Okay. Now, for the charring test, I shall say, from the word itself kasi is, there are two compounds here, the organic sucrose and the inorganic is the sodium chloride. Now, ano ba nangyari dito? Based from the results of your experiment, when you heat them at a extreme temperature, is nagkaroon ng char or charing or uling, nag-uuling yung ating yung ating sodium, yung ating sucrose kasi nga it is an inorganic compound. Made-decompose siya using here. Kung mapapansin niyo sa ating video, from a few seconds, nagka-aramelize siya kasi nga nagkaaroon ng denaturation process. Sir, bakit hindi niyo po pinakita yung uling? Kasi nga, mag-uuling yan, guys. Pero hindi ko lang kasi siya pinakita kasi mahirap pong linisin yung evaporating dish kapag nag-uuling. So, in-stop ko po siya sa experiment na yun after some time. So, sa case of sodium chloride naman natin is matutunaw lang yan since it is an ionic compound and there is no decomposition. It occur but rather mag-change lang siya ng states of matter from solid to liquid when you heat it at extreme temperature. Now, ano ba nangyari sa may sucrose natin, guys, is the formula for our sucrose is C12. Wow, C12H22O11. So, next time na bibili kayo sa may tindahan, guys, sabihin niyo 1/4 nga pong C12H22O11 o sucrose. What? Ano yun? Pero yun. Hindi, never mind. Okay, so when you heat it in the presence of oxygen again, magkakaroon tayo ng denaturation. Oh, sorry. Init mo lang siya. So, made-decompose siya into magpo-produce tayo ng solid carbon and some sort of water vapor. And then other carbonyl compounds here, other carbonyl compounds na kung saan yun yung impurities niya. Ngayon kasi yung H natin dito, yung HO, is ma-decompose in a form of H2O, then mag-deliver tayo ng carbon, which is yun nga yung magiging char natin sa ating inorganic compound. Samantalang yung ating sodium chloride naman is from solid, siya ay magiging liquid lamang. So, ganyan po yung mangyayari sa atin. Magiging liquids. So, magkaroon lang ng melting process dun sa may sodium chloride natin. At hindi ko na nga siya hinintay kasi masyado siyang matagal. Because we all know that the ionic bond is so strong. So, that's it. And then, for the solubility test, dito naman sa atin is, ang mangyayari kasi dito ay, we all know that yung A and B natin is the organic solvents. C and D is an inorganic solvents. Ito yung chloroform natin. So ano ba ang principle dito, guys? It is only like dissolves like. Yun. So ano ba ang nangyari? C and D dito. And when you place a naphthalene, also known as the mothballs, so next time na ay nang manghingi, bibili ka ng mothballs. Pabili nga pong naphthalene sa tindahan. Pero mothballs, saan pala yun? So, ang naphthalene natin as a two-fused benzene rings na kung saan ay hinalo ninyo sa may A and C. Diba? Hinalo ninyo siya. And you will notice the solubility ng ating C and insolubility niya dun sa may A natin, kung mapapansin ninyo, is siya ay solubility doon. So, why na ganon? Kasi nga, organic solvents, organic solid will dissolve in an organic solvent. While the organic solvent, ayan, kung mapapansin niyo is ganun yung magaganap sa kanya. Ganun yung magaganap. So, as a comparison here in the test tube, dito sa may dalawang ito is, ayan, so, hindi na dissolve yung ating naphthalene kasi nga, siya ay hinalo ninyo sa may inorganic solvent. Why dito nagkaroon ng dissolution? Kasi nga, like dissolves like. So, the rule of thumb here is like dissolves like. Organic will dissolve the organic and inorganic will dissolve the inorganic and vice versa. So, organic plus inorganic is incompatible. Now, kabaliktaran naman yung nangyari dito sa ating sodium chloride here. Kung mapapansin ninyo, the sodium chloride does not dissolve in the chloroform organic solvent while dissolve naman siya dun sa may water solvent natin. Another, like dissolves like, inorganic will dissolve inorganic and organic does not dissolve the inorganic. So, ganun yung magiging ko natin. So, that's for our physical properties. Solubility, Charing test, and ano yung una? Charing test, and the other one here, I'm so sorry guys. The other is a flammability test. So, punta naman tayo sa may elemental compositions of organic compounds natin. Elemental composition of organic compounds. When we say elemental compositions, ano ba ang elemental compositions ng organic compounds natin? Or the elements present there? Ang present doon, guys, is yung ating CHON PS. And you all know that kasi pag-aralan nyo naman yun nung high school kayo. Now, dito sa ating test for carbon and hydrogen, it is not performed kasi kulang ako ng copper oxide doon sa may laboratory. So, ano bang ginawa ko? Siyempre, nag-search ako sa YouTube para ma-demonstrate doon kung paano ba yung setup na yun. And the typical setup of here is this one. Now, meron tayong organic substance. Any organic substance here. Now, suppose this one is sucrose. And maglalagay kayo ng dry copper oxide powder. And then, i-heat nyo siya. So, therefore, magkakaroon ng decomposition. So, yung ating kwan natin, yung organic compounds natin here, and dito, meron din tayong anhydrous copper sulfate. When I say anhydrous, yung kasing copper sulfate natin is hygroscopic. So, therefore, it can absorb water quickly. So, anhydrous siya, so walang water. Ang mangyayari dito, guys, is when you hit the organic compounds, as discussed earlier, it will form an carbon dioxide and water vapor product. Now, the carbon dioxide part is mapupunta dito sa ating lime water, which is calcium hydroxide, na describe naman doon sa may equation, doon sa ating YouTube video, which will form the calcium oxide will react to the carbon dioxide to form a calcium carbonate and magkaroon nga tayo ng water and milky solution. While the other component of the organic substance naman is water, i-absorb ng copper sulfate yung ating yung water. So therefore, from white siya ay magiging blue, which indicates the crystallization of or absorption of the water in the copper sulfate solution. So that's for the test for carbon and hydrogen. Napunta naman tayo sa may oxygen. Ano ba ang pinang-indicate ko dito, guys? Ang pinang-indicator ko dito is the Ferrox paper. Ang Ferrox paper kasi is nag-turn siya from orange to orange to red coloration that indicates for the positive test for oxygen. So ano ba ang mangyayari dito? Ang mangyayari kasi dito, guys, kasi is we have here lang dun kasi sa ating natin, sa may test for oxygen natin is yung sample A natin na ethanol, guys, sample A ethanol natin is ang equation ng ethanol natin nung sample A natin, guys, is a C2H5OH. While doon naman sa ating B is benzene, so therefore that is C6H6. While sa may Z naman, sa hexane natin is, that is a C6H12. So saan lang ba yung may oxygen dito? Yung ating ethanol lamang. So dapat yan lamang ang magkakaroon ng red to violet coloration that indicates the positive test for oxygen. So let's play the video here. Now, ayan, kung mapapansin ninyo, I'll skip to this part. Place the benzene and compare the comparisons. And kung mapapansin ninyo sa ating natin, okay, wala pa dito. Tingnan natin dito. Observe the spot presence of. So ayan, kung mapapansin ninyo, the test tube A nagkaroon ng reaction. Siyempre, ethanol kasi it contains oxygen. While the other has no. Nabasa lang po ang ating Perox paper doon sa may dalawang pan. So red to violet coloration of Perox paper indicates the positive test for oxygen. Any oxygen-containing compounds will test positive here, such as acetone and other form of alcohols and some sort of acetic acid. Yung mga ganon. Basta meron tayong oxygen, Perox paper will change its color from red to violet. Okay. We're done with oxygen. Now, punta tayo sa may part 2. Kasi, bakit ko ba kinuha nito? Kasi nga, masyado kasi malaki file, so i-record ko siya. Now, let's continue. Punta naman tayo sa may nitrogen or sodium line test. Now, sabi dito, place a pinch of urea and sodium carbonate in a test tube. Mayroon dito is, i-heat ninyo. Now, ano bang ginawa ko dito, guys? Ang nangyari kasi dito is, kung mapapansin ninyo, yung ating litmus paper na pinot ko dito, kung makikita nyo man, is red. Red ito. Now, when you heat the urea and sodium carbonate sample, magkakaroon siya ng ating, wait lang magkakaroon siya dito ng ating tinatawag na, okay, this one here is a urea. It is a carbonyl compound here na H2H2N and NH2 here. Tapos nilagyan mo ng OH ion or sodium carbonate para magkaroon ng base. So therefore, magpo-form siya ng OH kung tama man ang structure ko, and O and NH2. Now, after some time here, ang mangyayari kasi dito is kapag ganyan na nangyari, when you add urea kasi after some time, when you heat it, magpo-produce ng ganitong compound plus the ammonia compound. Now, ito yung gas na nag-i-evolve, which is ano ba ito? Ito ay base. Now, kapag syempre base, di ba, we all know from that principle, yung base natin is ano daw nangyayari? Turns the litmus paper na litmus red, ay gagawin niyang blue. Now, kung nakita ninyo sa may video ko kanina, ay doon sa may video na pinost ko is, naging blue yung ating yung ating litmus paper kasi nga, due to the presence of ammonia. Ngayon, yung ammonia na yun yung yung nagsiserve as an indicator for the presence of nitrogen in our organic compounds, which is the urea. Now, punta tayo sa may test of sulfur, diba? So, wala tayong test for phosphorus kasi nga walang nasa-search pa ang chemistry laboratory or kami kung paano ba ang test doon. Now, for the test of sulfur, we have the proteins here, simple proteins which are the casein and albumin. Na yung albumin ay casein ay na-placed sa may test tube 1 while albumin was placed in test tube 2 respectively. Now, both of them contains a sulfur compounds. That is, ano ba yung mga storage proteins natin yan na meron tayong mga sulfide bridges, I think, na nandun sa may proteins natin na nagkaaganon. So, ano ba ang magiging reactions natin dito? So ang naging kon lang dito guys is ginawa ko lang kasi dito is some sort of procedures. Now ano bang purpose ng ating lead acetate natin? Yung lead acetate kasi natin is siya yung magpo-promote ng ating lead sulfide solution, which is mabaho siya. Yun yung itim na lalabas mamaya. That indicates for the presence of ating pa natin. So ganito na nga nangyayari. So heat test tube 1. We all know this guys. Okay, I will con dito. So nangingitim siya. Yan. So ganun din nangyari sa ating test tube 2. Nangitim din siya. Nangitim din. Ganyan po yung nangyari. Ayan. So in short, pareho silang nangitim. Ano bang nangyayari doon? Now let's paint it again. Okay, paint natin. Punta tayo sa may paint. Paint. Sa may paint natin. Ayan. Ang nangyari kasi dyan is meron tayong kasin and albumin here. Wait. Sorry guys, sorry. Okay, we have here a kasin. Kasin, yun yung table salt kasin. Ay, okay, next is albumin. Ngayon kasi they are both containing ng sulfur ion. Now naglagay tayo daw ng lead acetate. Kasi nga magkakaroon ng evolution of gas. Doon mag-evolve ng gas COO2. Now the same reaction here. Now as the reaction goes by, syempre the lead will react to the sulfur of the casin, forming a lead sulfide solution. Lead sulfide precipitate, I shall say. Now ito yung nag-indicates na ating black precipitate na kung siya ay mabaho. So therefore, the lead sulfate will serve as our indicator for the presence of sulfur in our organic compounds. So I will end my discussion here because that's the last of my slide. So therefore, have a nice day, guys, and I hope you learned something from this lesson. And see you in the next module. Goodbye.